Hey everybody, welcome to the Baby Lock Ovation Serger manual. The first thing I want to do today is just apologize for the lack of videos that I've been posting lately. I'm working on a new collection of easy to fit, easy to sew knit patterns, and it's really hard for me to fit everything in because when I do these videos I actually shoot them myself, edit them myself, and upload them myself. And then when I'm working on patterns, I also do all the steps in that process myself as well. So I have a lot of things going on, all super exciting things, but I haven't had a chance to do as much video, so I apologize. I'm wearing my Easy Fit tee, and the cool thing about this tee is when you're working with knits, obviously your serger is your best friend. I use the 4-thread stitch to construct the tee, and I also use the 4-thread stitch to finish the edges. So I basically ran the 4-thread around the neckline, the bottom of the hem of my sleeve, and the hem of my shirt, and I was able to cut out and sew and finish the whole thing in less than 30 minutes. So it's really fun, and it also has, I think, a pretty great fit. So that's just a little sneak peek at one of the patterns in my new collection, which probably will be ready before the beginning of October. So look for that. I got a comment asking for videos featuring the Baby Lock accessory feet, and I don't have very many of these accessory feet, but I do have the blind hem. So today what I want to do is show you how to use the blind hem foot. Let's take a close look at this blind hem foot. It's got a flange or a guide on the right side of the foot, and that's what you're going to line up the fold in your hem with to get the stitch to be almost invisible or almost blind. When you buy a accessory foot from Baby Lock, or probably any other brand of machine, it'll come with some sort of instructions. I highly recommend that you save these. I keep mine in page protectors. The Baby Lock information comes in this nice color information sheet. It has the machine set up, it has all the instructions, it has illustrations on how to fold your fabric, and it shows the foot up close and everything you need to know. So definitely do not throw it away if you get it. Save it somewhere, put it in a page protector, and then you can put a sample of your stitch in with the instructions, which would be very cool, and you can make notes and whatever you need to do. Instructions for the blind hem using the Ovation is also on page 69 of the manual. So if you're following along and you want to look at your manual, it's on page 69. All right, so you can see that I've got my subsidiary looper already engaged. I'm going to disengage it so you can see what I mean. So on the Ovation, it just hangs out back here, and it's basically on a hinge, and you just rotate it into the eye of the upper looper. So I'm going to just swing it back in, and basically that little pin right back there blocks the whole of the upper looper, and it allows you to use just 2 threads. So we're not using our upper looper. We're not disengaging it. It's still going to go up and down. We're just putting on this subsidiary looper. Or if you're working with a serger that's not a Baby Lock, just check and see in your instruction manual what the part is, or the piece that you may need to attach to that. Some have separate little metal pieces you slide on. Some sergers have pieces that just pivot into place. So check that out in your manual. The next thing is I took out my left needle, so you can see over here. Okay, I just have my right needle in. It's the needle closest to the knife. So I've got that in place, and I have that threaded already. And then I've also threaded my lower looper, so that's all set as well. All right, so unlike the 2-thread flat lock, we're not going to loosen the tension of the needle. When you're working with a 2-thread flat lock, you really want to slide the stitch flat. We're not doing that so much. We're basically just flipping the hem back down. Your stitch width is the widest possible. On the Ovation, it's the 5.0 setting, and you want to use the longest stitch length that you have. On the Ovation, it's 4. Remember, we're not using our rolled hem range of numbers. We're using our standard overlock range of numbers. Okay, so now I've got my machine set up, right needle, I've got my width and length set, I've got my subsidiary looper engaged, and I have my lower looper threaded. Okay, so I'm all ready to go with my machine. And now what I want to do is show you how to fold the fabric to do a blind hem and explain how the stitch is going to form to create that. All right, so basically this is the wrong side of my fabric, all right, and I'm going to fold up my hem, okay. Most hems, like if you're doing a standard pant hem, it's 1.25 to 1.5 inches usually. So I've got that folded up, and then you want to create sort of a shelf or a space for all of the looper thread to go. So I'm going to fold everything back like this, and then if I go like this, okay, this folded edge is where the needle is going to grab, and this sort of shelf that I've left is where the this is where the loopers are going to be. Okay, so let me do that again. Okay, I fold it up. This is the wrong side of my fabric. Okay, and then basically you just fold it down like that. All right, and this folded edge right here is what we're going to line up with that guide on the foot. So it's going to sit like this in the serger. So just to show you before we get over there. Okay, and it's going to ride right along that fold like this to create the stitch. Okay. All right, so now that I've got it folded like this, let's go to the machine and I'll show you how to stitch the blind hem. All right, so I'm going to stick my fabric under my presser foot so that the fold in the fabric is lining up with my guide like that. And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch. And the cool thing is when you're using the blind hem foot and this stitch, it finishes the edge and hems it up all at the same time. So it makes a really quick, easy finish for hems. This is now how the hem looks on the right side. Let's fold down the hem. And you can see I just have these tiny little catches. Okay, now you can catch more or less of the fabric based on how much you practice. You can actually catch less than that and make it more invisible. There's a little screw on the foot. Let me show you that. I forgot to show you. All right, so see this little screw right here? If you unscrew this, you can actually slide the guide away from the knife and the needle or towards the knife and the needle, right or left, and that will help you grab more fabric if you need to, if you're working with heavy fabrics, or less fabric if you're working with thin fabric. So just know that this screw right here, if you push it to the right, you're going to actually grab more fabric because you're putting it closer to the needle, and if you push it to the left, you're going to grab less. L for less, left, less, because you're pushing the fold away from the needle. Okay, so that's how you can control your grabs here. This would be over here an example of what I think is probably a decent amount. And then notice as I continued on, look how much longer the catches got. The next thing I want to just do quickly is show you on a piece of actual fashion fabric how it's going to look. I have my linen right here, and I've got it folded. Let's go to the serger and try it with this color fabric, and we'll see how that looks. All right, so let's fold the hem down and see how it looks. Okay, so you can see how that's a lot less noticeable. Okay, after you've sewn your hem, when you go to press your hem, always move your iron perpendicularly across the hem. Don't iron in the direction of the hem because you're likely to press some of the fold into the fabric. You want to open up and press this way. Okay, if you have any questions about how to do a blind hem, post them below or visit my blog at Stern Designs. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.